Hi, and welcome to Positively Sparking, podcasts on internet marketing, online business, entrepreneurship, and digital living. Today, I'm with Joe Harrison, Superstar VA and Client Manager at Positive Sparks. Today, we're going to be talking about our favourite apps for August. Hi, Joe, how are you?
Hi, Phil. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Pretty good. Have you been watching the Olympics?
I've been catching up with it. Yeah, I've not been staying up all night watching it, but I have been catching up in the mornings on the news and then sit and watch it in the evenings a bit. Yeah, it's been really good.
It has, hasn't it? I only did one night where I stayed up, and that was the 100-metre final night.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not really a night owl, so I wouldn't be able to cope with that.
Have France won any gold medals?
Yeah, I think so. I think when I looked yesterday, they were about 5th or 6th in the table for medals. So not as good as England, obviously, or Great Britain, should I say? But yeah, no, we're up there. I do keep a check on France as well.
Dual nationality.
Of course, hoping so. Yes.
Cool. Well, let's kick off the month of August with our top apps of the month. Which one are you going to start with, Joe?
I'm going to start with Hotjar.
Okay, now this is an intriguing name. So tell us all about it.
Yeah, I found it a few months ago, actually, from somebody that I'm friends with in a Facebook group. And it looked really interesting because it's basically, you put some code into your website and then it will track visitors to your website and show you like a heat map of where people click, where people are scrolling through it. So you can see how good your website is doing, basically, and how your design and whether you need to improve things to get people clicking in certain areas where you want them to click. And not only does it have heat maps, which is good to look at, but it's just a lot of blotches of red and yellow. It also records visits as well. So you can actually go into the recording section and see where people are coming from, which pages they're looking at, how long they're on the site for, some information about them, so what computer they're using, what browser, and then you can click play and it will show you the recording of their visit. So where they click, and basically how they're looking around the site. So it's really interesting. And when I first started using it, I got a bit addicted to it, a bit like Google Analytics when I first started using that. And yeah, it's really good. I mean, I've not used it for a little while, but I've had another play of it this week just to remind myself. And yeah, no, if you want to improve your site, your website, it's definitely worth checking this out.
Very good. So have you heard of something called ClickTale?
I haven't, no.
I used that quite a few years ago now, and it sounds like it's very similar. Yeah,
okay.
I need to revisit ClickTale to be sure. So what ClickTale used to do, which I think was very similar, it would give you like an image with a circle of colour, which was where people were clicking on your site. And then you could play back videos of people's journeys.
Yeah, it sounds the same, definitely.
What have you learned then from using Hotjar? What have you made any changes to the site because of it?
I haven't made any changes to the site, just because the people are clicking where I want them to click.
Oh, there we go.
At the moment, I need to look into it further, and I've only got the basic version at the moment. So, for example, I've just looked on there this morning, and I've run out of recordings because I've reached my limit for the free version. But I mean, it's good to see who's visiting the site and be able to see how they're interacting with it as well. For example, I can see if somebody's filled in my contact form, I can actually see the message that they're typing in.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's good. I mean, and this week, James has been updating his website, James, our writer.
Yes.
And I've noticed this morning that he's been on my site quite a lot. obviously trying to plagiarise me.
Oh, this is where it gets really funny. So someone you can watch them go around your website.
Yeah. No, obviously he's in the Philippines, so I don't think I've got any followers in the Philippines that I know of. And and he's had some issues with his contact form. So seeing someone from the Philippines playing around my contact form, I'm thinking, I know who that is.
Well, at least, that's like a reasonable activity. At least he wasn't like zooming in on your photograph or anything.
I might have to play back some of his other recordings just to check that he's not doing that yet.
No, I'm sure he's not. James is a lovely guy. I'm just going to say that live on air.
Lovely, yes.
So you said there that you ran out of recordings, which is a good thing, because that means you've had lots of visitors.
Yes.
So how many recordings do you get a month?
Well, it says here that I've reached my limit of 300, so I'm guessing that's how many recordings you can have a month. But I can double check the pricing. I think the pricing is quite expensive if you want to run it as a business. If you get a lot of traffic to your site, the business pricing is €89 per month. Obviously, it's showing euros because I'm in France. And then the next one up from free is €29 per month, and you can get 10,000 page views per day. So it really depends on how many views you're getting to your website on which one you should choose. But you can get up to 2,000 page views per day for the basic, which is free. Mm-hmm. You can manage up to 3 heat maps and 300 recordings. So
pretty good.
Yeah. And then obviously there are other settings that you can choose on here and other things you can look at, but I've not explored the complete thing.
Okay. So 300 recordings. I'm just thinking now, that's a free account. And if you were going to watch 300 recordings, that's quite a long time. So is there anything that it offers which helps you decide which of those recordings to watch?
Possibly. I mean, how I go through the recordings is look to see who's staying on my website the longest. So you can see the times on there. So, for example, I've got one on there for 16 minutes. So that would be a good one to watch. And you can when you're playing it back, you don't have to sit there for 16 minutes. You can skip the pauses. So it'll just go to each click that they've done or every interaction that they've done. So it goes through quite quickly, and you can speed it up as well. So in terms of choosing recordings to look at, it depends. I mean, for example, once I saw James had been on the site, I was thinking I'm looking for other people from the Philippines that have looked at my site to see if it's the same person.
James again.
Yeah. And obviously you can check variety of things. So what browser they're using. So if you're interested in how the website looks in Chrome or Safari or something like that. So there's lots of variants you can check back for.
Very good. Sounds really good. I'm intrigued because I even think it might have been 10 years ago when I used ClickTel, which is quite a long time. In the online world, that's a huge amount of time.
Yeah.
So I think Hotjar's worth a little look. I like that one, Joe.
Yeah, good.
Did you give the web address out?
I didn't. No, it's an easy one though. It's www.hotjar.com.
Very good. Excellent.
Yeah.
So, in line with your kind of quest to be the most task management efficient person in the world, I'm going to tell you about one called Toggl this month.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of Toggl?
Yeah, I have tried Toggl a couple of times, yeah.
This could be I thought this could be good for me to bounce off you. So, I kind of came across Toggl, and what I liked about it right away is it looks nice. Mm-hmm. Which, as you know, is I judge lots of things in life like that.
Yes, me too.
But I was looking for something that would help me see how much time I was spending on different things.
Okay.
So I had a little play with that. I did look at some others, but Toggl had a desktop app and a Chrome extension, and both of those seemed to me to help the way I work. Mm-hmm. So I began to play with it and I was quite impressed. I began to log time, I'm even logging the time on our podcast right now.
Oh,
see
right,
how long it's going to take me.
Yeah.
And, I can suddenly see that I'm working in 20 to 30 minutes kind of spurts, and then I tend to take a break and do something else, Which also fits in with something else I was reading called the Podermo method of task management. Have you heard of that as well?
Yeah, the tomato method.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so again, what I liked about Toggl was it had a little option to set it to run as a Podermo style timer. So it counts 25 minutes and then tells you.
And then an alarm.
That's it. And I found it really good. I have. So now I can sort of see what's coming up, and I can look in the history of my Toggl tasks and see how much time it took me last time.
Okay.
And make an estimate of how I'm going to run my day.
Yeah, no, that's good, and especially if you're working on client tasks as well, it can help with obviously pricing jobs, which is really useful sometimes.
Definitely. So to recap, there, desktop app, brilliant. I can time things when I'm not online.
Yeah.
Chrome extension, even better. I can sort of see I'm doing something online and quickly start the timer from there.
Yeah.
Or even make a task from what I'm looking at. Really good. I mean, I'm not paying for anything. There's a free account that I'm using right now.
Yeah.
But then if we did want to upgrade, it's pretty well priced. $9 is the first kind of level of package that you can go for. And then it goes from there to $18 and then to $49, which is something we'll never need. That's huge teams,
Yeah.
But I liked it a lot. And so I'm sort of now very into this timing my tasks to then let me plan the day a bit better.
Yeah. No, it's useful. Very useful.
Definitely so. But I'm feeling that you might have something better. You're holding back and you're thinking, you've got great things to say here.
No, I'm not holding back. No, I use something similar to Toggl called Harvest.
Okay.
And the reason I started using Harvest was because it integrated with Asana.
Oh, okay.
And so I've just continued using that, although I don't use it with Asana anymore because it was getting a bit fiddly. But literally, I don't tend to use it a lot now. I use it for client tasks. Obviously, if I'm charging a client by the hour, then obviously I need to know how much time I'm using. But I don't use it for my own tasks because I think I did. We did a podcast on another app that I use, possibly.
We did,
or maybe not. Well, I use something in the background of my Mac called time tracking or something.
That's right.
And it does it all automatically. Oh, Rescue Time we did. That was it. There's another one. So I have these running in the background so I can easily see what I'm doing when I'm not working on client tasks. So yeah, I only use Harvest for client tasks. Otherwise, I'd be just pressing it all day long, Facebook, Twitter, things like that. So
very good. I know one thing I've found is when I have a task that I'm not really looking forward to doing, having the knowledge that I'm going to do it in a 25-minute segment helps me.
Yeah.
So, okay, Phil, head down 25 minutes, set the timer going. You can go and do something fun afterwards. And having that, for me, I've discovered, is a really good thing, which probably reflects how childish I am. But it does work.
Yeah, no, it is useful to know. It's like I look at my to-do list sometimes and I think, oh, it's only going to take me 20 minutes. I just need to cross it off. It's ridiculous. Just sitting there like staring at me all day when it just takes 20 minutes.
There we go. Complexities of adult life.
Yes.
So Toggl is at Toggl, which is TOGGL.com.
Okie doke. I might have another look at that because Harvest is looking a bit boring on my desktop now. I need to freshen things up a bit.
Well, one of the things you said there about Harvest linking with Asana, one other thing I did like about Toggl is it links up with Todoist.
Ah, and you're a Todoist fan.
I am, indeed.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So what's your next app, Joe?
Well, my next app I only came across last week. And I can't even remember where I found it now. They just come to me. I don't know how. And it's called Nuzzle.
Okay.
And it's spelled Nuzzzel. And it's basically an aggregator, a news aggregator. So there's plenty of them around. But this one in particular, you log in with your Twitter account and you can also add your Facebook account on there, and it will aggregate the news that your friends are sharing. So it's in the morning, I can have a look at my iPhone. I've got an app for it on my iPhone, and it shows at the top the news stories that people are sharing or blogs that people are sharing in my Twitter account and my Facebook account. So, for example, 6 people shared something this morning, so it would be at the top, and then it would go down as less people have shared it.
Okay.
Was that a very good explanation?
It was.